All right, so we're back from Japan. It's been about a week or so, and I just kind of wanted to do an overview of out of all the places I went. Picked up a lot of cool stuff, and there's some cool items that I just kind of wanted to highlight and put that out there. To get started, start with two very important items. I got a mini beer. Now, this isn't the only one I brought back. My favorite, as I may probably mentioned, was Sapporo, and I got full cans of that, but for right now I'll just have the small one, and it's in this glass that I picked up in a small set. It's their Shotoku glasses. I'll put the actual name there. They're razor thin crystal glasses, lead free, and I had them at the Sapporo bar. Found out what kind of glasses they are. They originally started out in the 20s making light bulbs, so they're just really thin, but they're definitely the best glasses. They're a little bit, they feel delicate. I know that they're probably stronger than they seem, but they just feel like just really delicate, like they're just gonna crack at any time. But the experience of drinking out one is it's so cool, and that's one of my favorite things that I've been searching for since last time I went to Japan. I finally found them and was able to bring them home safely without breaking them, partly thanks to the staff at Loft that wrapped them up very nice so that I could take it home and didn't have to worry too much about it. So keeping up in the theme with edibles type things, I am a big fan of tea. I like matcha and really all kinds of tea. So I picked up some supplies for my home use that I was pretty proud of, and I was glad I was able to find pretty much everything that I'd sought out to get. So first of all, I picked up myself a new chashaku. So that was nice. It's kind of like a dark wood. Got it at Tea Shop. They may have been out of matcha, but they still had tea supplies, so definitely went and picked up one of those. Not much to say there, but it was cool. The second item is a chasen. Yes, had to doubt myself for a second. Is the chasen here. This is actually one that I was looking for because they had a lot of chasen. You see them at Donkey, and you see them at a lot of other places. But this is one that is actually from Takeyama and is made in the old style. So it's a legit one, and you could tell just by the way it comes and the way it looks. It just has a different look, less manufactured, and definitely made by hand. So it was just a really cool find, and I've been starting to use it. I bloomed it the other day, and it's definitely one of my favorite new tools to use when making matcha, which led to the next item, which was a harder item to find because of the current matcha shortage, but thankfully I did go to some places that had a good variety, and I kind of picked up some along the way. One of my favorites that I picked up was this guy right here, Marikyu. This is a really nice brand that I've had before, and I've not had the privilege of trying this one. This is the Eiju. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I've had their Wako blend before, in just a 20 grams can. Cost me like $30, and I bought it online. This one I was able to get for, I'm not exactly sure of the price now. It's been a little while since I bought it, but this is a quite larger can of it. I think this one is 40 grams, and it's a couple tiers higher on their grading system as far as quality goes. So you can see it right there. It's the Marikyu, and I'm quite looking forward to trying that very soon after I finish a few of the other ones that have a expiration date that's a little bit sooner. So I'm kind of having them in order there. I did pick up some just because I got this chunky 100 gram tin from Donkey. I don't know how good it is, but I figured it's such a large quantity, it should last me a while, and it was worth picking up. It says ceremonial grade. I don't know, that doesn't really mean anything, but why not? And then I got some little fun finds. This one I happened to get at Kura Sushi. It's a gen matcha, so it's roasted rice and green tea mixed together. I believe this is the one that they usually have on the table that you kind of can serve yourself for free while you're having your meal, and it was available to buy It has, Osaka Expo, because I got it in Osaka. It was kind of like a promotional item. It was kind of a cool takeaway, and I tried it. Not my favorite tea, but it's a fun little drink and something fun to serve if somebody came over and they enjoy that kind of beverage. You can serve them up one. So continuing with tea, I do have a few more tea related items and something that's adjacent to it. This is a chakin, I believe that's how it's pronounced, and it's a tea towel. This is something I looked for, and believe it or not, it took until the last day to actually find it. Found it at the airport, at Narita Airport, at one of the shops there, and it's made from cotton, but it's specifically made for when you prepare tea. You can wipe your bowl down with it and do kind of your general tea prep. And I like the pattern on this one. It's koi fish, and I really like koi fish, so I thought that was really cool. I'm still trying to get it broken in. They say you have to kind of wash it to get the rigidness out of it so that it'll be nice and pliable for use. Along with like towels and things like that, I had to represent the home team. They had this tenugui that I got, and it's a LA Dodger theme, so kind of cool. LA Dodger meets Japan. I mean, that kind of goes without saying. These days it's a lot of crossover, but it was cool to see, and I had to get it with some official MLB merch. So I figured now I'd move on to stationery. Now that's kind of a category all in its own, and Japanese people love their stationery. So I visited quite a few stationery places, as I love stationery as well, and one of the hardest items to find was this pen. This is the Uniball Zento Signature, and I looked all over and I ended up finding it at a loft in Hiroshima, and it's just, it's one of the most satisfying experiences that I've ever had. It has like this magnet in it that just allows it to give it that nice satisfying feel. Now you can still pick up the Zento pens pretty easily. I got their base standard model. It's all plastic, and their flow model, it's a little bit more expensive. It's got some aluminum, but this is the premium one. It costs around 20 bucks. But the cheaper versions are available. The middle one is about 1,000 yen. So, a little under 10, and then the cheapest one is only about 200 yen. So it writes all the same. It's the same ink cartridge, just the housing is different, and the housing is just ultra premium on the signature model. Now, what's a good pen if you have nothing to write it on? And Japan loves their notebooks, and they even have a store dedicated to notebooks, things like that sort, and that is the Traveler Supply Company. And this in particular notebook, I got at their satellite store at Narita Airport right before we left also. So this is the first time I was able to visit the satellite store. I'd visited the Nakameguro location in previous trips and on this trip, but this time it was nice to be able to visit the other location as well. They had some exclusives, which I ended up picking up the exclusives that are just for the airport, and they're kind of more like airport travel themed, as well as I picked up, not at the store, but down the street at the Starbucks Reserve. They have a collaboration with Traveler Supply Company, and they sell their notebooks with a nice little Starbucks Reserve Tokyo brand on it. And even the little charm that I got on it was a nice copper sakura tag with the Starbucks Reserve logo on there. So I really love Traveler Supply notebooks. They're really cool that they can be reused and repurposed. I filled up some of them with stamps from all the train stations, and they're just a lot of fun to collect and kind of document your travel journey there as well. So I had a lot of good time with that. Now before we get into some of the wearables, clothing, and some of the more luxury items that I went into, I just want to feature, this is the guy. This was on the video where I unboxed him live, but this is the Smiski. I've actually grown to love this little guy. I didn't know he glue in the dark. That was something I found out when I put him in my room here. I turned off the light to go to sleep, and then he was just glowing. That was a surprise, but it was just really cool. And I like having Smiskis. I think I get the hype to a degree. They're just cool to kind of like perch around. They're like little Easter eggs in your room that you can find one just kind of like peeping around every corner. I hung one of the hipper ones on my monitor here, so I'll take a picture of that and throw it in there. But in the meantime, now we'll go on to the more wearables section, I guess, of the next part of this video. And one of my favorite items that I'd mentioned in the video that I did find later that day in Ginza, went to the Onitsuka Tiger store, and I picked up the classic Mexico 66s. Now these aren't the Nippon made ones, those ones were way too expensive for me. I just wanted a nice pair, classic pair, and the style of Mexico 66 is one of the most signature ones, and I love these shoes. I broke them in over days walking all over different parts of Japan, Tokyo, Hiroshima, Fukuoka. I love these shoes, and I continue to wear them almost daily because they're not only fashionable, but they're just so comfy, especially once you get them worn in. It was an awesome experience. Now, as far as wearables, sometimes I like to wear hats. It was in the video when I went to Daisafu that I ended up getting this hat almost by necessity. I left my glasses at home that day, so it's a very pliable hat that's just from Lawson. They have them in the Muji section, so it's technically like a Muji Lawson item. It's a very flexible hat. I wore it to do some running outside just yesterday, so it's a nice exercise hat or just a general travel hat. It compacts down real flat, so it's great for travel if you want to travel light and still carry a cap on you. Know a little bit more on the nicer side. After going to the Tokyo Giants game, in my video you could see I was wearing this hat. This is another one of my nice finds. It's a Nike featuring the Tokyo Giants collaboration. I mean, I love baseball, Tokyo Giants, it was such a fun time, and it's just a really nice quality Nike brand hat with their logo embroidered on it. So, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. But one of the biggest items that you may have seen just in little hints and pieces, I was looking for it, didn't seem like I was going to find it, and then in one of the videos it just kind of came out, but I did find the Able Carry Max EDC bag, and that was this backpack here. It's been one of my daily drivers. I put a little Osaka Expo tag that I got at the expo on it, but this has been probably my daily bag ever since, even during the time. I know they told me don't use it while you're in Japan because it's tax-free, but I won't comment if I used it officially. But I love this bag, and it's been an awesome transition to move away from. I had an alpaca bag, which was great, but this bag just fits my needs a lot more. So I might do more in-depth just on the bag alone, but just wanted to mention that was the bag I got, and it was a success finding it and using it. So now I just wanted to move into probably more, I don't know if I'd call it luxury, but they're just higher end items that I just really liked. And some of the suggestions came from Jeff Yamazaki. I think he did Onitsuka Tigers on his video. And when I picked up this item, they actually asked me at the business, did I hear about them from YouTube and specifically his channel? So I had to shout him out to the store, and that was Parfum Satori. So this is their Hyoge, which is a matcha type scent. They're known for doing really nice clean scents that are almost very Japanese. They only have the one store in Roppongi, and it was really cool to be able to pick up the scent. They had me try them all, and this just has a really nice clean scent. It's their most classic fragrance. They had a few other ones that I liked, and they even gave me a little sample to take home of my second pick, but this one was a really solid cologne, and I just really liked it. It's cool, they do sell them here in LA at one store, but they're currently, it looked like on their website, they're currently sold out. So if I want another one of these, I gotta make it last, or I have to go back to Roppongi, which, hey, I'm not complaining either way. It was a cool experience. It's on an upper story of an apartment building. Looks like an apartment. You take your shoes off as you walk in. They give you slippers. It's all part of the experience, and it just felt very boutique-like, and I really enjoyed being in there. They were really friendly, the staff, and I think the owner was even in there that day, so that was really neat. So yeah, once again, you can see the label. It's this Hyoge by Parfum Satori. I've been using that pretty much every time I've gone out, with friends, things like that, and everybody's enjoyed the scent thus far. Scents work differently on different people, and it just works for me. Now, the other item that I got earlier in the trip, but I did have to wait for because they had to outfit some of it for me, was this pair of Jin's sunglasses. This has been one of my favorite things. I literally use sunglasses every day. Southern California is very bright. I have green eyes, so I'm sensitive to the light, and these have been awesome to have. They're super lightweight. They're like an all plastic build, kind of a smoky gray, and I had them outfitted with these lenses. They're polarized blue lenses, and they're just really nice to have, you know, in sunny climate. So I did have to put in a custom order when I went to the Jin's. It was in Yokohama, and then I come back about a week or two later to come pick them up. But now that I've had them, they've been solid, and I use them every day. So that was a very worthwhile purchase out of almost all the things that I got. And then onto our last item, and this was an item that I didn't anticipate getting at first, but a friend of mine who's really into watches had recommended to get him a Seiko watch, a specific watch that he was looking for. He said if I could find a good deal on it, if I could pick it up for him. I said sure. I wasn't able to find the deal on it, but I ended up finding a nice watch for myself, and I ended up picking this nice chronograph Seiko, and I've been wearing it almost daily since I've gotten back. I'm usually like an Apple Watch person, but it's nice to be able to kind of dress it up and wear something just a little bit nicer. While it won't track my fitness, it definitely does the job of telling the time, and just it's this nice statement piece that, I don't know, it's nice to be able to kind of up your outfit game once in a while. I still love using my Apple Watch when I run to keep track of my fitness, but it's just kind of a cool piece. It's something that'll last forever. Seiko's run to the ground, so you'll probably never have to get rid of a Seiko because it breaks. Even the jeweler that I got some old Seikos repaired at said that they'll run forever. You'll never have to worry about it. Just replace the battery. So, but that was a quick summary of the gear that I picked up across different parts of Japan, and just unique things that work for me. Also did pick up shirts, things like that. I really like the GU and Uniqlo style, and they're just really cheap. They're really good quality. That was just the last plug. I forgot about that. It was literally on me. But most of these things are just unique things that I like, and you might like them too. So if you like them, I'll put information on where you can get them or what the names are called, especially if I mispronounce them, and that way you can find them if they interest you. So hopefully enjoy it, and until next time, I'll catch you around.